fine now, demiguise? 𝙏𝙏?
Ah, 𝙏𝙏 is so happy to see you. 𝙏𝙏 noticed this bag in the room the other day. You must need it to help with your schoolwork. 𝙏𝙏 has seen one of these before. 𝙏𝙏 calls it a knapsack. Perfect for gathering and transporting beasts. Pleasant little breeze.
I have been thinking about something Professor 𝙏𝙗 said in Beasts class, that I should study as many beasts as I can, on my own time. She also mentioned that poachers have been active in the area, so perhaps the beasts will be safer with us than out there on their own.
Precisely what 𝙏𝙏 was thinking. You see, the room knew exactly what you needed, and luckily, 𝙏𝙏 can show you how to best use the knapsack and where. Come along, then. Our first stop will be beyond the castle grounds. We can leave now, or you can come and find 𝙏𝙏 when you're ready to go.
I'm ready to learn how to use the knapsack.
Perfect! 𝙏𝙏 loves an outing. That was a dark time in 𝙏𝙏's life. 𝙏𝙏 found himself in service of the cruelest wizard he ever met. A nasty poacher. 𝙏𝙏 hated working for him. He did horrible things to beautiful beasts. Oh. It was during those days that 𝙏𝙏 first saw a knapsack. It'll be nice to see one used for good. We have arrived. 𝙏𝙏 enjoys coming here to watch the beasts, especially the potful of puffskeins nearby. It will be nice to keep them safe. All you will need to do is get close, direct the open knapsack toward the puffskein, and in it'll go.
All right.
You got one!
I managed to rescue a puffskein.
You can rescue as many as the knapsack will hold. Poachers capture puffskeins and, well, 𝙏𝙚𝙀 isn't sure what they do with them. 𝙏𝙚 is certain they will be safer with you. Now, not all beasts will be as simple to rescue as a puffskein. 𝙏𝙚 suggests you next find a beast that can fly. A 𝙤𝙚𝙀𝙧𝙤, perhaps.
All right, where would I find one?
𝙏𝙚 knows of some to the west, nesting in a large tree overlooking Hogwarts. But we must be careful. 𝙏𝙚 has seen poachers in the area recently. 𝙏𝙚 will meet you there whenever you're ready.
Revelio. Everything's all right now. Settle yourself, I mean you no harm. I'll look after you. Revelio. Professor 𝙏𝙗 will never believe this. Hello, 𝙏𝙚. Shall we continue?
Oh, good. 𝙏𝙚 was worried about you, what with all the poachers in the area. Perhaps we should work quickly. The 𝙤𝙚𝙀𝙧𝙤 are just here, in this large tree. If it's helpful, 𝙏𝙚 has seen Levioso used to slow flying beasts. Easier to get in close and use the knapsack.
Would you mind talking a bit more about what it was like working for your former master?
𝙏𝙚's master was not kind to beasts, or to 𝙏𝙚. He saw beasts only as a source of income, to be used for potion ingredients and labor, and 𝙏𝙚 will not say more. But Deek is grateful to be at Hogwarts, where he can help care for beasts and make amends for the things his master made him do.
Do you have any advice on how I can rescue more elusive beasts?
Levioso is not only helpful when rescuing flying beasts, it can also help rescue beasts that are generally hard to catch. Try using that spell the next time you encounter a small or otherwise elusive beast.
What if I can't find any beasts in their usual habitat?
Beasts won't stray too far from their homes. Look nearby or simply wait a moment, and they should return.
Then I shall go and rescue a Jobberknoll.
Good luck. Deek will be waiting.
Revelio. Levioso. Accio. Everything's all right now. Levioso. Revelio. Accio. Levioso. Settle yourself. I mean you no harm. There. I'm not going to hurt you. Revelio. Accio. Levioso. I'll look after you. Revelio. Levioso. Professor Howin will never believe this. Revelio. Accio. Levioso. Everything's all right now. Revelio. I rescued a Jobberknoll.
Deek hopes your Jobberknoll finds the knapsack nice and cozy. Poachers want them for their feathers, and are not kind when they gather them.
Are there any other beasts nearby?
Just one that Deek knows of, a herd of moon calves. They live in a clearing of trees up this footpath. Deek will see you there.
Revelio. Hello, 𝙏𝙚𝙀𝙏. Is this the clearing you mentioned?
It is. Moon calves gather near the large tree with the spiral pattern in front, but only under the light of the moon. So, unfortunately, unless you have a way to hasten time, you might sometimes have to wait until nightfall to see them.
How did you end up at Hogwarts after working for your former master?
𝙏𝙚's prior master had no family, so when he died, all of his house elves were relocated by the ministry. 𝙏𝙚 was the most fortunate one, as 𝙏𝙚 was sent to Hogwarts. 𝙏𝙚's friends were not as fortunate.
I shall go and find a moon calf then.
𝙏𝙚 will be waiting for your return.
Revelio. Now, I'm only trying to help. Levioso. There. I'm not going to hurt you. Accio. Levioso. Settle yourself. I mean you no harm. Revelio. Levioso. I'll look after you. Accio. Levioso. Revelio. Levioso. Professor Howin will never believe this. Revelio. Accio. Levioso. Everything's all right. Revelio. Accio. Levioso. Accio. Levioso. There. I'm not going to hurt you. It was a bit trickier than the others, but I have a moon calf now.
Another beast, safe and sound. Shame we didn't see the moon calves dancing. It's a marvelous sight. 𝙏𝙗𝙚 supposes you're finished here. He'll be able to rescue many more beasts, but for now, let's bring the ones you've gathered back to the room.
All right.
𝙏𝙗𝙚 will meet you back in the room whenever you're ready. 𝙏𝙗𝙚 thinks you should be proud. There you are. Now, we need to show the beast you rescued their new home. But, not enough room to let them out here. Imagine all those beasts running amok. That wouldn't do at all. Perhaps if you focus on what your beasts need, the room will provide. What exactly did you think of? Heavens! You've done it!
But what is it?
𝙏𝙗𝙚 isn't sure. Only one way to find out. Meet you inside when you're ready. Look at this. It's amazing.
Where are we, 𝙏𝙗𝙚?
It seems to be a place for your beasts to live, a vivarium of some sort. Oh, your beasts will be quite comfortable here. They'll live healthy, safe lives. Perhaps you want to release them, let them see their new home. Oh! 𝙏𝙗𝙚 thinks the vivarium will be a fitting new home for your beasts.
Indeed. I only hope we'll have enough space for all of them.
𝙏𝙚 hopes so too. But if you do run out of room, Madam Peck at 𝙏𝙗𝙚 Peck in ℏ𝑜gsmeade will help to find safe homes for them.
Any beasts the room can't hold?
Yes, she's well known for helping to care for beasts in need, and she'll give you a fair price for them. Speaking of care, beasts that are well fed and groomed will provide you with valuable magical materials, such as puffskein hair, for example. If you gather some magical materials from your beasts, 𝙏𝙗𝙚 can show you how to use them.
Very well. I shall let you know when I have some.
Wonderful.
I've collected some magical materials, 𝙏𝙗𝙀.
Now, 𝙏𝙗𝙀 can show you how to use them. First, you'll need to use this spellcraft to conjure an enchanted loom.
An enchanted loom?
Exactly. It will allow you to use your magical materials to weave magic into the very threads of your clothing, making your clothing more useful in a variety of ways. Why don't you try it? 𝙏𝙗𝙀 thinks you'll be impressed with what the loom can do.
I'll go and experiment with the loom now. I'll look after you. Professor 𝙗𝙗 will never believe this. Revelio. Everything's all right now. out nicely. I should show 𝙏𝙏. I used the enchanted loom, 𝙏𝙏.
Wonderful!
Will I be able to weave even more powerful magic into my clothing with the loom?
You will, by rescuing even more powerful beasts. For now, however, 𝙏𝙏 suggests you explore the Vivarium and get to know the beasts you've already rescued.
Can I use the loom to enhance any item of clothing?
The loom will only enhance clothing of a certain quality. 𝙏𝙏 suspects you'll find more valuable clothing as you explore. 𝙏𝙏 also knows that some of the shops in Hogsmeade can provide you with a variety of clothing for you to enhance.
Thank you for your help, 𝙏𝙏.
New instruments are expensive, you know.
Hello. Mind you don't turn quick. If you're stuck with a 𝙏𝙗𝑔𝓌𝒄𝓇𝓉 feather, it doesn't half hurt.
Revelio. Hello.
Welcome to Brood and Peck. I'm Ellie Peck, and before you ask, I'm out of a Braxton hair. The lot of it was bought up by a trader in 𝙏𝙗𝙚 𝙬𝙗𝙧𝙨. Made me take it in person, they did. No care that I had to shut the shop. Apparently had a bad experience with someone shipping them hair for my wampus cat. Must have been someone from America, no doubt, because we don't even have them here. Anyway, what are you here for? Mooncarved fur? 𝙏𝙗𝙚 feathers? Always have trouble collecting them myself as the bird keeps disappearing. Cheeky thing. Used to carry them in the shop, 𝙏𝙗𝙚. But people kept asking for their money back when they'd get home and the blasted things would be nowhere in sight.
I can imagine that would be rather frustrating.
There's worse. Trust me. Most of the suppliers of whooper feathers may as well be living in St Mungo's. Not surprising, I suppose, the cry on those things. Oh, but such marvellous feathers. Almost worth going mad for.
Sounds like stocking your shelves comes with some hazards.
Truer words never spoken. Used to carry beasts themselves. Good business it was, but had it up to here with parents grumbling. Not my fault if the little ones caught a flea of an easel. Ooh, you should have heard them. No, best with byproducts. And I do like to make sure the beasts are safe and well cared for. Couldn't guarantee that with some of these prospective owners. Now, why don't you have a good look around? Stocks change all the time, and not just because they disappear. Always best to pop in whenever you can to get things before they run out. Which they used to literally do.
Thank you, I will.
Take all the time you need. And thank you for stopping by. A treat to have you here.
What do you have for sale?
I don't mind selling things for certain clients. You know where to find me. I'll not mind seeing you here again. Consider yourself welcome.
Revelio.
I'll fix him, that charm grinder.
Sir, is everything all right?
How kind of you to ask. The name's Ackley Barnes, and no, it is not. I'm plotting a sort of revenge against my ex-business partner, a conniving fiend by the name of Alfred Lawley. He cut me out of our herbology supply business just as we were getting started. Said I was too volatile to work with. I'll show him volatile.
That must have been frustrating for you.
Yes, it was. Terribly. I'm simply passionate about my work. Supercilious fool. He's passionate about things too, as I intend to remind him by relieving him of his prized possession. A venomous tentacula he's grown from a seedling that was to be the keystone of our business venture. I can't get anywhere near it with Ruth Singer watching me like an augury. Lawley's doing, no doubt. But no one would suspect a student. How would you feel about committing some grand plant larceny?
You said Mr. Lawley was your ex-business partner. What were you working on?
I had an idea to train venomous tentacula, create guard plants, if you will, that attacked when ordered. We hit a snag when one ate Lawley's Kneasel. After that, he cut me out of the business, the short-sighted fiend.
Why do you need Mr. Lawley's venomous tentacula in particular?
Simple. If I have it, then Lawley doesn't. Ergo, I can launch my business, and he must start all over again. I'm killing 2 snidgets with 1 stone.
What else is in Mr. Lawley's cellar?
All of Lawley's herbology supplies. He has quite the collection. Fill your pockets while you're there. Or to slow him down for a bit, and I can get my business going minus any competition.
I'm not sure this is something a student should be doing on your behalf.
Oh, it's nothing. And he deserves it. Trust me. You'll be in and out of there in no time.
Very well. I'll see what I can do.
Excellent. I shall be right here. All I ask is that you bring me the venomous tentacula. Remember, I just need that venomous tentacula.
Mr. Barnes will only get in trouble going down this path. I need to find another way to get him a venomous tentacula. Hello, Mr. Barnes. I have that venomous tentacula.
Wish I could see Lawley's face when he realizes his prized possession is gone. We'll see who's volatile now. Well done. I'll take it off your hands now.
Of course. Glad to hand it over, frankly.
I shall make an ocean of galleons, and Lawley's business will be sunk. Here's a little something for your next trip to Zonko's. Oh, to see the look on Lawley's face the next time he wanders down to his cellar.
Hello, Sirona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find 𝙏𝙏𝙏?
I did, thank you. In fact, we're working together to try and rein in Ranrock.
Are you? I suspected you and he would get along. Perhaps best I don't know details of your plans. And I shall refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something.
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I've actually met Mrs. Sprottle. I recently spoke with her about her friend, Claire Beaumont.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stayed with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
「 Why does Mrs. Spruttle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion, an ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Spruttle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
Ah, Upper Hogsfield. Now, where to find Mrs. Spruttle? Nice to see you again, Mrs. Spruttle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect Horklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Spruttle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you! How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Spruttle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting Horklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Horklumps and collect the box of letters there.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
Thank you, Mrs. Spruttle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those Horklumps. I, and the vendors I help, would greatly appreciate it.
Levioso. Confringo. Accio. Confringo. Levioso. Confringo. Finger. Accio. Levioso. Confringo. Revelio.
What was that?
Accio. Confringo. Finger.
Out before I find you.
Levioso.
No! This isn't a fair!
Confringo. Levioso.
Someone get me!
Revelio. Accio. Levioso. Confringo. Finger. Accio. Levioso. Accio. Finger. Yeah. Potato. Confringo. Accio. Finger. Levioso. Let's rock.
What have you done?
Accio. Levioso.
When I get to
Confringo. Revelio. This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned. While I'm there. Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters.
Confringo!
Ah, that's all the Horklumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
Revelio! Confringo!
Revelio.
Confringo!
Lumos.
Confringo!
Lumos.
Revelio! Confringo!
Revelio.
Revelio! Confringo!
Revelio. Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether. Revelio. Revelio. That's all the hall clumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether. Confringo! Finger! Glacier! Revelio. That's all the hall clumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether. Incendio! 𝚐𝚅𝚖𝚎𝚙. Confringo, Defender. Stupefy, Glacier. Incendio. Confringo, Glacier. Incendio. Glacier, Confringo, Thunder, Incendio. Protego. Glacier, Confringo. Stupefy. Confringo, Defender, Glacier, Incendio. Confringo. Glacier. Protego. Incendio. Confringo, Defender. Rest easy, my large friend. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Revelio. should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back. Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade? Hello, Sirona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some Horklumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
One of the letters mentioned Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is. Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aiden. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aiden. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.